Shaw. Harvey.
Here.
Tucker.
Here.
Taylor.
Here.
Decrease.
Here.
The first item is approved August 21st, 2018 regular session minutes. Is there any additions or corrections to these minutes? Being none, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion. Second.
A motion by Alderman Decrease, second by Alderman Taylor to approve these minutes. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Harvey.
Here.
Tucker.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes. The next item is approve the September 6th, 2018 special session minutes. Is there any additions or corrections to these minutes? Being none, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved. Second.
A motion by Alderman Burrow, second by Alderman Harvey to approve the minutes. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Tucker.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
The next item is approve the July 2018 county financials. The chair will entertain a motion to approve these financials.
Motion. Second.
A motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Burrow to approve the financials. Is there any discussion? Being none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Taylor.
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
The next item is approve the July 2018 clerk treasurer financials. The chair will entertain a motion to approve these financials.
So moved. Second.
That motion by Alderman Tucker, second by Alderman Harvey, to approve the clerk treasurer financials. Is there any discussion? Being none, will clerk please call the roll.
Councilmembers Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
The next item is approve pay Fluids Incorporated $2,007.50 for ULD misting oil for mosquito spray. The chair will entertain a motion to approve this payment.
Motion. Second.
A motion by Alderman Decrease, second by Alderman Taylor to approve this payment. Is there any discussion? Being none, clerk please call the roll.
Councilmembers Burrow.
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
The next item is approve paying Clark $4,642.81 for 5-gallon drum of vial mist 30 plus 30 ULB. Chair will entertain a motion to approve this payment.
So moved. Second.
A motion from Alderman Tucker, second from Alderman Taylor to approve this payment. Any discussion? Being none, clerk please call the roll.
Councilmembers Harvey.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes. Mitchell Smith at the street department does the mosquito spray at the moment. This purchase here should carry us to the end of the spring season right here. I know we've had to work quite a bit, but once you spray this whole town, it takes it. So hopefully this was our last purchase right here for the year. Next item is approved reimbursement petty cash in the amount of $88.57. Chair will entertain a motion to approve reimbursement petty cash.
Motion.
A motion by Alderman Burrow, second from Alderman Taylor to approve reimbursement petty cash. Is there any question? Being none, clerk please call the roll.
Councilmembers Tucker.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
The next item is approve the new wireless policy for the city of Brinkley. Stacy, you want to elaborate on this?
Yes, sir. If you saw your letter from me in the agenda packet, you saw that one of our supplemental findings for the 17 audit was that our wireless policy was considered inadequate. Now, our last wireless policy, we got our IT people from Anyway Computer to draw this up, and it was just like one that was approved for another city, but it didn't get approved for us. So, after our audit finding, I contacted some other city clerks and got theirs, and I put in our information, and we're just hoping that this will pass next year's audit. If it passed for them, it should pass for us, because I put in all the right information, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's what we have, and we do need to approve it.
Baxter, do you want to elaborate on this?
I reviewed it, and I don't really know the background of the findings in the audit, but it seemed okay to me. What I reviewed, 2 weeks ago?
Council, y'all have anything that's specific concerning this? If not, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the new wireless policy.
Motion.
A motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman DeFreeze, to approve this wireless policy. Clerk, please call the roll.
Council members Taylor,
Yes.
DePriest,
Yes.
Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Next item is to approve ordinance levying a tax for the year 2019 upon all real property within the corporate limits of the city of Brinkley. Stacy, you want to elaborate on this?
Yes, this is the, ordinance for levying the tax. Now, we have not increased that tax in the last 12 years I've been here, and considering the economy right now, I just redid the ordinance as if we're gonna keep it as the same millage. It's just like the ones we passed before.
Council, y'all have any questions? Want to proceed about this? If not, the chair will entertain a motion to put this ordinance on its first reading.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Harvey, second by Alderman Tucker, to put the ordinance on its first reading. Clerk, please call the roll.
Council members Burrow,
Yes.
sorry, Shaw, Arby,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
DePriest.
Right.
City attorney will read the ordinance in its entirety.
An ordinance levying a tax for the year 2019 upon all real property within the corporate limits of the city of Brinkley, Arkansas, subject to taxation, and setting aside a portion thereof for the general fund, fireman's relief and pension fund, and the police portion of the local police and fire pensions fund. Now therefore be it ordained by the city council of the city of Brinkley, Arkansas, in regular session properly convened, which form is present as follows. Section 1. There is hereby levied for the fiscal year 2019 a tax upon all real property within the corporate limits of the city of Brinkley, Arkansas, subject to taxation at the following rates for the following purposes, to wit, for paying the current expense of the city of Brinkley, Arkansas, rate of 2.8 mil real property, for setting aside and using for the fireman's relief and pension fund, rate of 0.4 mil real property, for setting aside and using for the police portion of the local police and fire pension fund, a rate of 0.4 mil real property. Section 2, that the levy so established herewith shall be certified to the county clerk of Monroe County, Arkansas, who shall proceed to extend the aforesaid taxes for the year upon the tax books. The collection of the aforesaid taxes shall be in the same manner that the state and the county taxes are collected. Section 3, that Arkansas law requires that the levy of the aforesaid tax shall be implemented by November 1 of this year due to the need for additional revenues to enable the services in order to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Brinkley, and emergency declared to exist. And this ordinance shall be effective on immediately after its passage.
State law requires that the ordinance be read on 3 separate occasions. It allows for suspension of those rules by a 2/3 vote of the council, but the ordinance can be read for 3 readings on 1 occasion. The chair will entertain a motion that we suspend the rules and read the ordinance for a second time tonight.
Motion.
Second. A motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Burrow, to read the ordinance for a second time tonight. Clerk, please call the roll.
Council members Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
DePriest. Yes. Burrow,
Yes. The city attorney will read the ordinance for the second time without a
An ordinance levying a tax for the year 2019 upon all real property within the corporate limits of the city of Brinkley, Arkansas, subject to taxation and setting aside a portion thereof for the general fund, fireman's relief and pension fund, and the police portion of the local police and fire pension fund.
State law further allows the 2/3 vote of the council to suspend the rules requiring the ordinance be read on 3 separate occasions so that the ordinance can be read for the 3rd time tonight. The chair will entertain a motion to suspend the rules and put the ordinance on its 3rd and final reading.
Motion. Second.
The motion by Alderman DePriest, second by Alderman Tucker to put the ordinance on its 3rd and final reading. Clerk, please call the roll.
council members Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
DePriest, Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
The city attorney will read the ordinance for the 3rd and final time tonight.
An ordinance levying a tax for the year 2019 upon all real property within the corporate limits of the city of Brinkley, Arkansas, subject to taxation and setting aside a portion thereof for the general fund, fireman's relief and pension fund, and the police portion of the local police and fire pension fund.
Next question is, shall the ordinance pass? Clerk, please call the roll.
Council members Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2018-7. I have a question. Baxter,
Okay.
there was not an emergency clause on there. Is that not necessary?
No, there is.
There was?
There, yeah, there's emergency clause.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
I'm just getting ready to start.
Oh, thank you. I thought I messed up.
This ordinance has an emergency clause. This law states that the ordinance will go into effect at the end of the referendum period, unless by 2/3 vote of the city council, this requirement is waived, so that the ordinance will be effective immediately after its passage. The chair will entertain a motion to pass the emergency clause.
Motion. Second.
Have a motion on the table, second on the floor to pass the emergency clause. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
The next item is approved resolution amending the annual budget for the city of Brinkley for the fiscal year January the 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018. Station, you'll elaborate on this.
I'll try to do a better job there. This resolution is to approve the money that we got from USDA to purchase the 3 cars, and the money that's going to go out to the dealership and to the accessories people to equip these cars. We need to have this on the budget for audit sake, even though it's in and out.
Council, have any questions about this? Being none, the chair will entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
Motion. Second.
Motion on the table, second on the floor to approve this resolution. Station, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Resolution number 2018-5.
The next item is to approve to pay Bradley Roberts $2,300 for cutting down and stumping a huge debris at the cemetery. Did everybody go by and take a look at this? Okay. It's a big tree, it's dead. I'm very surprised, as many big limbs that has fell from that it has not wiped out that monument there at the base of it. They are pretty well going to have to vote this when they cut it to keep this thing from falling and hitting these monuments because they're so close to it. So I'm just hoping everybody go by and see the need for it. Is there any discussion on it? There's no discussion, the chair will entertain a motion to approve paying Bradley $2,300 for cutting it down, and it would come from the sales tax industrial fund.
Second.
Have a motion on Harvey, second on the Burrow to approve this payment. Any discussion? Then, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow,
Yes.
The next item is approved pay of Moser Construction LLC $180,661.50, and this will come from the construction funds. The chair will entertain a motion to approve this payment.
Motion.
Second.
A motion from Alderman Taylor, second from Alderman Harvey to approve this payment. Any discussion? Then, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Decrease,
Yes.
Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
The next item, we're going to have to add on some action. Suzanne had it down here as a discussion, but it should have been as a add-on. The chair will entertain a motion to make as an action item tonight the purchase of the set of firefighter turnouts up to $3,300, and this will come from the Fireman's Act 833 money.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Harvey to make this an action item tonight, the approval to purchase a set of firefighter turnouts up to 3,300 coming out of that, 33.
Okay. Council members Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Now, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the 7 turnouts.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Alderman Burr, second by Alderman Darby to approve this purchase. Any discussion? Being none, will clerk please call the roll.
Council members Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease,
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes.
The next item is Mr. Tommy Robinson's report.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Probably the most important letter I'll ever write on behalf of the cities of Norman, Clinton, and North Little Rock, probably none of you know him. He's a longtime chairman of the Northwest Planning Commission, a very wealthy individual. You go by the big Pentecostal church on the right side of North Rock, they're debt free because of Norman. Let me give you a little history about him. I grew up in Rose City where my father was captain of the North Rock Fire Department on the Rose City Fire Station. My two best friends were Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, whose father owned a grocery store, and Norman Clinton, whose father was in the salvage business, auto salvage business. I always thought when we got to high school, I was succeeding in life. Maybe Jerry Jones, he's a little goofy, he still is on trades and in NFL calling plays. I never thought Norman would succeed in life because all he cared about was hot cars and hot women, and he was good at it. But anyway, he has been so successful. He started out 40 years ago buying commercial property in Little Rock and North Rock and building warehouses to lease out to big companies. He also recently, besides he got the Alltel Arena and Caterpillar Place, he beat Little Rock on negotiating a lease of his land in North Rock to build a distribution center. And that is big business. They're only the second company in the United States that ever had $1 trillion in market value. So I reached out to Norman. I wanted his help. I sent him some aerial photos of two properties here. The owners didn't want me to release to city council. They were negotiating good faith to either lease the land for a distribution center or sell it. Norman called me back today. He got the letter. And he had a couple of concerns, and I had the same one, our workforce. Do you have people who are capable of coding on computers and doing all that stuff? Can they pass drug tests? I said, well, that's a little bit iffy. It's not the fault of our workers. They have never had the opportunity to learn computer skills. What I want to do is, and I've got a lot of work to do, I'm going to get in touch with workforce services for the state, the ACC, the high school, and Ed Randall. I want Ed to start teaching a class in high school. What happens to you when you get arrested for drugs, your long-term employment opportunities. I've got to get, before we get back together, I've got to prove to him that I've got a coordinated effort to train workers if he gets something here. He's committed to me, he'll get something for us. But we got something to do ourselves, and it's a problem we've known has happened for a long time. But I think it's a good opportunity for us. I was very thrilled that he's willing to help us. It'll be a big deal. We got workers for a distribution center. However, they gotta have computer skills. They gotta have coding when ASA pushes so hard. So I'll meet with the school superintendent, the ACC, get with Director Bassett at Workforce Services, see if we can get a coordinated effort to train our workforce. And like I said, it's not their fault. They've never had the opportunity to get the skills that they need to compete in today's modern job market. I didn't want to, but I met with Mr. Parker at the Water Department. Offered once again to help him. And he said, well, I'll get back with you. I never heard back, but that's all I can do. I cannot do anything else. I'm still mad over losing the $3.5 million in expansion rig out of it. I'm a big boy, you're not paying me for my emotions being involved, you're paying me to do what's right for the city. So I tried my best, man. I met with Ed Randall and Gary Paget to see if we're on target for the 1st of November to implement our emergency medical service at the police department. Gary's gonna pay for all the heart defibrillators in a big trauma bag. They can stop bleeding, gunshot wounds, whatever. We'll be the first police department in Arkansas that our officers are trained and fully equipped to stabilize the patient when the ambulance gets there. I also met with Riviana, I stay in touch with them. They're like me, they're not too happy. They're not gonna expand here, but they're not going to, close this plant down. They assured me they'd never offer another penny to the city of Brinkley. If they offered $3.5 million, we turned it down. But they are going to spend $500,000 if you drive by them. They're building a big parking area back there because they got a problem now where J.B. Hunt brings their trailers in. Before they load them up, J.B. Hunt starts the clock, they have to pay for downtime. So they're gonna have a space built for 40 trailers where J.B. Hunt can drop the trailers off. Then they're gonna have a mule yard, I call it, a truck. They can pull them around there and load at their convenience where they increase their efficiency. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's $400,000.
If you have to buy it, look at it, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a nice place.
I think Bob told me today that there, the fencing should be in any
You went,
time.
I'm sorry, Mayor.
Fencing, Bob Jones told me today, the fencing should be in any time for that.
No. I think eventually, I'm still in communication with Riviana, eventually we'll work all this out. But right now, we're not. They have no intentions of expanding, but they have no intentions of closing. That's good news for us.
Tommy,
Yeah.
they ain't got the parking lot finished, all they gotta do is put a fence around it. They
Well,
cut
they're
off
not
all the
finished
way
yet.
on it.
They're spending like $440,000.
I know, they done a lot of work on that parking lot,
Yeah. But that could be an expansion there too.
but they gonna
They
put a
still get
fence
some more
around it.
land. Also, I met with the district coordinator with Aflac one more time. They've opened an office up here, and they want to know what the city can do for them. I said, if you have any problems with the federal or state issue like the insurance department, I'd be glad at no cost to you on behalf of the city to help you. And they were very thrilled with that. I'm just not a big business, but whatever we get here is good news to me. We're not losing something. So anyway, that's my report. And I tried to mayor the water department, don't tell me I didn't. I swallowed my pride and met with her at the last council meeting.
Council, y'all have anything for Donald?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Donald.
Thank you, Mayor.
The next
Ed
thing,
Clark did our job, he shut the door.
Okay.
next
Give her
thing
a raise.
on the agenda is legislative joint audit committee report. Stacy, you want to?
Okay, we did get our final report, it was sooner than we expected. I will start off by saying that the district court clerk and the police chief's offices had no findings. There was one finding for the mayor and city clerk that explained that there were some misstatements on the financials. They were not, there's no money missing, and it was attributed to some computer glitches and a few little miskeyed things that were done at the accountant's office. They're trying to get that program fixed to where those won't happen again. Now, I will mention that the city clerk's accounts, none of them had any misstatements in them. The other two things that we got mentioned for the mayor and city clerk, there was one item that an employee, we paid some insurance on an employee that we didn't catch, that we didn't make as deductions, but we have corrected that and the deductions are being made and that's being caught up. And the other thing was, last year, the city paid $8,000 total for all employees in a bonus at the end of the year. That should have been taxed, but she did not run those through payroll. She just cut the checks for $200 a piece is what everybody got. And they just suggested that the next time we do a bonus, to make sure that if we want to give the employee $200, make it for $250, $240, just to cover the taxes and run it through payroll. That's all that was on there. It's not perfect, but it's not bad.
Now, I talked to the head auditor, they were well pleased with the audit. This is 2 years in a row that We haven't had Joe Lubart to explain any kind of a finding. So, we're satisfied with Joe. Like I said, everything's accounted for. Council have any questions concerning the legislative audit we just went through?
I would say I went to a meeting last Thursday on budgeting, and that was the legislative audit. People were there, and they were, yes, they're very open to, they're going to monitor everything. It was very productive.
Okay, if there's nothing else on that. The next item is the Heritage Inn cleanup. I explained to y'all, the owner of the Heritage Inn was issued a citation and has been given a court date and everything. His attorney, Mr. Austin Easley in Far City, I guess contacted you or Fletcher.
Well, both.
Both. I'm gonna let the city attorney explain this situation on Heritage right here.
I guess as a coincidence, we have our August packet here also for August 21st council meeting, and in that, it's the August 7th minutes, and in that we were talking about actually this litigation, which is criminal nature in district court here. Essentially, the mayor, as you know, has authority to issue a citation, to have somebody come before district court, or the city can clean up the property. The city can choose either way, and the mayor had chosen to proceed the criminal route, which we've discussed. I think I wrote a letter to Austin Easley because he had contacted Ralph Clifton before I was appointed city attorney, and you had that letter probably 2 or 3 months ago where he wrote back and said they were going to try and clean up, but they were still waiting on litigation. He believes that the litigation will be resolved to their favor. It's probably 2 years old and has yet to be resolved, and on the court calendar, it's not moving anywhere. With the citation being served, Austin Easley is filed to represent the landowner. Austin Easley is also employed as a deputy prosecuting attorney in the First Judicial District, just like I am. Fletcher Long, our boss, has a policy that we cannot represent anybody in the state in any type of criminal matter. When I called that to Mr. Easley's attention, he disagreed with me, and Fletcher said, no, that's correct, that he can't do that. Fletcher is requesting the city to consider not proceeding with this criminally, but instead to accept a lien on the property for the city to find out how much it would cost to clean the property, or to go ahead and clean the property itself and assess a lien against the property, and they agreed to sign it and to pay it whenever the litigation was resolved. If the city doesn't do that, Mr. Easley will have to withdraw from representing Heritage Inn in the criminal proceedings before the Brinkley District Court. I talked to the mayor about this either earlier this week, I think it was, and he wanted to address it to the city council, see if the council wanted to proceed with cleanup by the city's expense and assess a lien against the property, or just proceed through the criminal procedure that's already under course 2 months, give or take.
Yeah. One concern I have, which I discussed with Baxter, is this would be, I guess, 3 years in Easter that this happened. And they've been in litigation with the insurance company ever since. This could be going on 10 years from now. You would take a gamble if we go and clean it up, put a lien that the city is never going to recoup their money. And it's going to be a few $1,000s to clean that place up, I can tell you right now. It's council's decision, but knowing there's a chance we may not get our money back.
And I want to clarify, in district court, the judge cannot force them to clean it up, but he can assess a daily penalty for not cleaning it up. So that gives them incentive to go ahead and do it themselves. So if the council chooses to stay the course in district court as a criminal matter, be clear that the judge can't say, go clean it up, and if you don't, I'm going to assess fines or whatever. He can penalize them for each day that they don't clean it up. So that's an encouragement, sort of carrot stick to make them do it. This way, it's done, but there's a lien against it, and there's pros and cons to both sides. But I want to say they're really two separate options, and they could have the same outcome, but then again, they might not. If that makes any sense, if it doesn't, I'll try to clarify.
I'll open up to the council what they want to do about this matter.
Well, could the judge rule against the city and give them, I mean, what's the odd that he would rule against the city and give him even more time.
He has that discretion to say, you know, I'm gonna give you time to do it. I mean, that's within his discretion. There's basically three outcomes. The judge could not believe the city's case and say, you're found not guilty, essentially. The judge could say you're found guilty and you're assessed $25 a day, I think is what the ordinance amount is. I'm not really sure about that. For every day from here on out that you don't clean it up, the judge could say, I'm gonna recall this in X amount of time, 2 months, 6 months, and see if you've done it, and then assess whether or not there's gonna be fines. So that's at least three options I can think of off the top of my head that the judge could do in this report.
Would, if the city cleaned it up and put a lien against it, now, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, if our lien is like, say, second or third lien,
I don't know if there's any liens ahead of us. I don't know if there was a mortgage on it when it burned. There could have been, and obviously if the insurance hadn't paid, they probably hadn't paid to satisfy that mortgage. Whether or not their taxes have been paid could be ahead of us. I have no idea if they have their title and where we have positions. So that's a good question. If we're first, if we're third, fourth, fifth, or lower. I can try to clarify that, but I don't know any of that.
because if we lower it, we'll essentially just, oh, yeah. I don't know. My suggestion would be probably just stay the course and see if we can get the judge to assess.
I was gonna go out there and weed eat the thing and knock all the grass down, that would help, but then this started up, so I just stopped.
Within the past month or so, I saw somebody out there weed eating. I can't remember who it was. I don't remember if it's Freeman Dilworth or somebody else.
It was
Luke. It's who?
It was Luke.
Luke,
Your brother.
Okay.
Yeah, your brother.
I remember somebody out there doing it. I didn't do it.
We need to do something, it's been about 3 years since you burned.
Been 3 years.
Well, if we don't do something, we made the other gentleman clean up the other motel. And if we do not do for, if we're gonna do for one, we gotta do for all. If we're gonna make one clean up, all's gotta clean up.
Which course did y'all use for that one? Do you remember? Did you let him do it with a certain amount of time, or did you?
He did it.
Yeah, you do a certain amount of time.
Of course, this hadn't happened.
Right.
So you gave him that option.
And really, we didn't have a free game, you know.
No, he said we wanna do what's right.
And then once they had that swimming pool cleaned out, he got ahold of me so I could go look at it to make sure it was fine.
That's a good approach, that trying to keep everybody the same is this approach. And you've given this individual the opportunity to do that, he has, so you need to figure out which course you want to proceed, the court course or letting him do it, city doing it, and then assessing the lien against it.
I can retrieve something.
we don't know if we stay the course, how long that'll be, do we?
Correct. Also don't know how long it's going to be until their litigation is resolved. If they reach a settlement, they have to go to trial. From looking at the docket, I can't tell that anything's happening really.
Cobwebs.
But I don't know procedurally, they may have a tactic that I'm not aware of that they're proceeding. Typically, insurance companies want to delay as long as possible, whatever happens.
Of course.
Larry, Gene?
It's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I don't know if the chief has a quarter as a rep that he can flip and let you decide.
Hey, don't know you was.
I'm like, oh.
You sign the coin?
No, that's a good coin.
And we had to control it.
That's right.
I'm just afraid that we clean it up, and then we, we do a free cleanup, basically. Because
I go out there
you
and
know,
knock the grass
And
down.
then it's gonna be the next person to free clean up.
right,
I would say carry on.
I say, let it court.
I mean, if push comes to shove, we stay the course, that won't hurt us. And I just go out there and several of them probably can go out there and knock the grass down, keep it where it looks halfway decent anyway. And then worry, the court says this or that, and I have to do what the court tells me.
Well, consensus of the council, let this go to court?
Yes.
Okay, Mayor. We'll proceed.
For Mr. Long, and he can tell Mr. Easley he can't represent him.
The next item is the vacant CID position. Lieutenant Quinn has resigned from the police department of CID. She has gone in and will be a caregiver. Plus, she's also going to be taking and pursuing a nursing degree at UAMS. And I want to say that she was probably one of the best CID agents I have ever seen. She was very, very proficient in her job right there. She lost a valuable asset right there.
And I'll say something, Mayor.
Yeah.
We've got less than 3,000 population. We don't need no CID. That's 35, 40,000 here we could save. The state police will handle it.
Well, they would handle the paper crimes that we have, like forgery and stuff like that. Now, they can come in and handle some of the violent crimes that we have. If we have a shoot or something of that nature, someone killed or something, they would come in, they would handle that. But they wouldn't come in and take over paper crimes and stuff like that, so we would have to do that ourselves.
Of course, that's the reason we had this on there. If we do put somebody in there,
Yeah.
the council would need to decide what salary we're going to set this at right here.
Right.
Because we can't go in there and take what Brandon left out right now.
No, we don't put in, nobody with a rank is going into the CID. So it'll be an officer off the street who's going into CID or someone who applies and I hire them to go into CID. That's why we need to set a salary for that position. We don't have a salary set for the position. Usually when the person go in there, they go in there with rank, so they already have a salary set. But in this case, no one's going in with any rank. Because if I hire somebody, put somebody in from the street, it's one of the people who are on kind of lower on the pay scale.
Do we know what the pay scale is for
You
CID?
should have a copy of the,
What
well, it's not
right
for
here.
CID per se, it's for each position. CID, like I said, usually CID is a ranked position, but it's not gonna be going forward.
You got to break down there, Ron, the salaries for the current officers that we have, like the patrolman and so forth. And right now, we've had one person that has turned her application in. They are on the police force here. And we had another one picked up today. The one that has picked this up, their salary is $31,204. Stacy.
While we're discussing this, can I run and get the salary survey and see if there's one for a location with our population?
What I was asking was is there a set salary in other areas, cities our size?
Right.
That
So
is
she's gonna-
not a patrolman,
Yeah.
not anything other than
I'm
officer.
going to check it now to see if they got something like that. But, Ford City, they a lot bigger than us, but they got 40, go with CID with no rank. I know we ain't doing that.
The
I mean, you wouldn't. Oh, go ahead.
city like size of rural, basically about the size, we probably about the size of rural now.
Yeah.
Market that day, there will be some places that we could probably check and see what
Right.
they paying their guys. We definitely.
Check with Hazen,
Yeah.
Desart, places like that, find out if they're paying their guys.
You probably wouldn't want to pay them less than the lowest paid patrolman because
Right.
my problem would be retention.
Exactly. They take on a lot more responsibility than a patrolman. They sometimes be called out at any time. On the night, they always on call.
I think the
Well, that's kind of a step up from
Right, they just step up from patrolman, but they're always on call, so that's why their salary can be a little higher than patrolman salary.
Based on what we got here, don't know why we made it, because it said, you know, take this top patrolman, say he should, what about, if he was to go up, he said around about 32, and then start at 31, 2, and, hit it somewhere in between there.
Right.
And then based on the interview that you give them, you know,
Right.
you may have a leeway of, you know, that up or down motion.
Yes, yeah.
And that's just mine.
Well, that's, depending on their experience, what they know, what kind of degree they may have or something.
That would be a promotion anyway.
Well, it's not actually, the idea is not the promotion, it's more work, more responsibility.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and, you know, it makes it a promotion because you got more.
Yeah, you got more responsibility.
And to have more responsibility without pay,
Right.
it's not right.
No, you're right, you're right.
So,
Well, I mean, they all make more than a patrolman,
Right, yeah, everybody is,
so.
we only have one new person on there, he's in the academy right now, he's getting paid the lowest right now. That's what he, Rick. I think the highest paid patrolman, what is 32?
33.7.
About 31, 2.
31,204.
I would say,
The corporal's 33,716.
I wouldn't wanna put it over the corporal, like I say, cause it's not a ranked position going in there. So I would wanna put it right under the corporal, probably.
Mr. Rick, could you have a concern if you have a corporal or sergeant that applies for it, you would need at least.
Yeah, I could do that.
Meet their,
Yeah.
so you need to
I
have a
would do
range
that.
of high and low.
Yeah, I would do that.
You give them a time period to see if they really want the job, right?
Yeah, well, once they find out applications telling them they want the job.
Well, I mean, like a probation type deal, and
No, once you do it, then you need to get in there with your feet in there, because you can't keep changing back and forth in CID, because
well, I mean,
the
this
prosecutor depends on CID getting his files and things to it, keep up with his evidence and stuff
you have
like
to
that.
get somebody that really wants to do it.
Yeah, I think I have somebody like that that really wants to do it. She's turned an application already, and she really wants to do it.
I did look these up, and actually the populations around us for police investigative officer are very similar.
Right.
Around 40,000.
Well, we don't pay 40,000 for investigators with no rank, we don't do that.
Very similar, what it very
What you
similar.
mean it's very similar? You said 40,000?
Well, the low end was what, 37,
Yeah,
and the
'cause
high end was
I know a
40.
lieutenant over in, Forest, he makes 40. He's an
But
investigator.
it didn't describe
Lieutenant,
rank,
40
it
though.
just described population and average.
Well, we ain't doing that.
Well, if you didn't put them over the corporal, and you put them under, of course, it's up to the council to make control of finances, but, you could, and I'm just on that, you could look at the figure of 32.5.
Yeah, what about,
yeah, that's right.
it's about 35.
Because then the corporal's gonna be 33,769, so you would still be giving the investigator,
I would want to keep about at least 500.
you'd be giving
below.
a $1,300 increase. That's what.
And again, if you had a sergeant or corporal apply.
They'll apply, they'll be,
high end.
right, we do the high
And
end.
low.
And if I'm not mistaken, this coming Friday at 10 o'clock is the
The
deadline.
deadline.
Yes.
I might have missed this while I was out.
32.5, that sounds.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
CID, if we hired someone that already was certified, they could fill in when we were short.
Yes,
On the
correct.
streets.
Right on the
Where
street.
if you
That's
hire
what-
someone that's not.
That's what they're already doing is.
Yeah, so I put in two positions, one the CID and patrolman. So if somebody pick a patrolman's, application, we can hire them too. So I moved CID up.
Council, you got any other figures you want to throw out there? 32.5, sound all right to everybody? What I'd like to do to make this official, I'd like to, think and make this as an action item tonight. Chair entertain make it as an action item tonight, setting the salary for CID at $32,500.
So So is that a low end if they're
That's
not
on the
a
low
corporal
end.
or sergeant or something?
Right, that's on the low end, if,
It's below a quarter.
yeah,
Yes.
without any rank. Without any rank, at 32.5.
How much more is that than what?
Around 1,300
Okay.
in that area. I have a motion.
Motion.
Second. Second. A motion by Taylor, second by Burrow, make it an action item tonight, set the salary at CID at 32.5. Any questions? No. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Madam Chair, we entertain a motion to approve setting the salary at CID at 2,500.
So moved.
A motion by Burrow, second by Taylor, to set the salary at 32.5. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmembers Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease.
Yes.
Burrow.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, appreciate it. And give you an update on the new Sonic owners, I had the opportunity to meet one of the supervisors, managers, and one of the owners the other day. They purchased the local Sonic here from the people that did own it, and they also bought the one in McCoy from them also. They're gonna do some improvements to where they're at now as far as, knowing the parking lot, it's gotta be fixed, that fence, they're gonna do some cosmetic work there, trying to fix that place. They did buy the property out there where they were gonna build a new site. They still will build a site, but they have got to recoup some money right now since they just purchased two sites. How long it'll be, they told me they would keep me informed, how big it's gonna be, they don't know yet. We did discuss it, I did discuss it, I would like it to see if they would have a playground just like the former people were gonna do. But, as I know more from them, then I'll bring it on to y'all, but there will be one, but I don't know how long it'll be before they get it built. And it will be built out there where the property is that they purchased them. The old Masonic Lodge over here by the Cottage Mall, I was able to meet with Larry, who, out of Pine Bluff, who is basically over that right there. Him and a construction man. Their plans right now is that the guys submitting bids to Larry and them to demo and take down the old Masonic Lodge over there by Cottage Mall. That's, I'm told it's fixing to come down. I'm trying to get him in touch with the guy that owns this old Bush Ford place, to see if he will work with him and let him demo while he's got his equipment in here. So, this guy has already called Brandon and left a message to call him about it. So hopefully this is gonna be taking place here in a couple of weeks on that one. Also, you have in your advertisement motion for June, the update on the bridge in North Charlene. I talked to Gary Gore today. This rain that we had about a week ago, they're up in Augusta doing a project, and it put the Wozos on. He told me today they're within 1 to 2 days of finishing up that job in Augusta. The crew he's got up there now, and the equipment that's up there now, will be coming to Brinkley. He's hoping to be here towards the end of the week to start this project. But he said to tell you, he apologized, but the rain delayed this project, he had started in Augusta. But he said within a day or two, he'd be through in Augusta, though, be coming in Brinkley. The update on the 3 new police units, they have been ordered. We did cut a check. The chief is taking the check over to McLarty tomorrow to pay for these 3 vehicles. He will be coming back for some more things that he would like to do. This is just, we had about $14,000 that's going to be left out of this grant money what the city put in there. And they had told us that anything that was left after we paid for these 3 cars, that we could use it towards the purchase of other things that the chief will be bringing to the council, hopefully at the next meeting here, as far as things that he's wanting to purchase and stuff.
What type of vehicles are you purchasing?
Ford Interceptors. You know, like the state police has got, just like that. Yes.
So, we're not getting rid of any of the cars we got now. I notice here in the past, every year, every time we purchase purchase new vehicles, we end up getting rid of
Yeah.
some of the other vehicles.
Now, right now, to my knowledge, he has not said one thing about getting rid of anything right there.
You know, one chief said, the Chevrolets were no good because they
Yeah.
wasn't equipped, for police units. And then the next one, chief come up to Dodge is no good. You know, then we end up getting rid of cars that we should be keeping, you know. So I think we need to,
Yeah.
you know, take a look into that. If these cars are tearing up like that, I think we need to, start looking
One
at.
thing we run into, like, and this, is and it's, I talked to Johnny at E&J yesterday about this, and he said they're just faulty, the way the things are. The, fans have come off of the Chiefs again, and went through the radiator.
On what then?
The fan,
On which vehicles?
the white one that, the Chief drives, and then the same thing happened to one of our other units too that day. The fan come off and,
Because everywhere, every other city I go to, the Chevy cars that we had purchased, they still driving. You know, I see them everywhere, but every one we had here seemed to be something wrong with it now as well. But yeah, I know what's wrong. You know, they're not being responsible for these vehicles. You know, we need to start looking into that. You know, I've seen them go across these tracks like, you know, nobody's business. You know, they're gonna be in those cars, they need to take care of them just like they're their own. And if they're not doing that, then we need to start stepping up and doing something about it.
well, I know, Officer Seymour, who is over the patrol division, done told me, these people that have not been taken care of are not gonna be driving the units.
And not only that, you know, old ones too, you know, because, you know, we need something to fall back on.
Yeah.
You know, if we keep getting rid of everyone that we got, we're not gonna ever have anything to fall back on. You know, so, that's the real problem. You know, people not taking care of them.
The next item, also you got the Brinkley Fire Department's August report and the Brinkley District Court's August report. Council, have anything we, not the chairman will take a motion to adjourn. Motion, Bobby Bill, second, Bobby, Parker, to adjourn the purpose.
Councilmembers Taylor,
Yes.
Decrease,
Yes.
Burrow,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned.